Welcome to Girl Talk Classy Queens. And today we're going to talk about time management, self care, and fitness. And today I have this beautiful queen, Capri, and she's going to share her journey with us today. So if I could ask you who Capri is, how would you describe yourself?
So my first mind is to give you my titles:
Mm-hmm.
mother,
Mm-hmm.
wife, employee,
Yes.
human resources professional.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's not really who Capri is.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, who are
well,
you?
firstly, I'm a Black woman.
Yes.
Um, I am a fighter. I'm a survivor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lover, and that's worldly. Like I love people. I love being kind to people. I love being connected to people. Um, and I'm a sensitive. I don't know if you could say a sensitive, but I feel very deeply about a lot of things, and I feel like that's what makes me who I am a lot of the
Okay,
time.
okay. So let's take it back to when you were preteen.
Mm,
Now, you are a hip hop fitness instructor for Xtreme Hip Hop, correct?
that's correct.
So let's take it back to your childhood. Were you always like one who loves fitness and things of that nature?
Um, I mean, I guess so.
Okay.
Thinking back, I wouldn't have called it fitness. I just was playing,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved to dance. I've always loved music. I was definitely one of those young girls out on the porch making up dances with my cousins and um, all of that kind of thing. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I did gymnastics, I did track and field.
So you were very active.
I was,
Okay.
I was probably one of the only students in my class, graduating class, I guess, that enjoyed PE. Like I really did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were a child, what type of job did you always imagine yourself having?
Oh my gosh. So I wanted to be a post office worker when I was little.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think I just wanted to drive the little trucks
Okay.
and just deliver things to people. I don't know, but that's what I
We
wanted to
need that. We
do.
needed that.
We do. We
Okay.
do.
So you never saw yourself like being a dance instructor or anything like that? It was
No,
you wanted to work at the post office.
I wanted to work at the post office and I wanted to write.
Okay.
Um, but no, I never saw myself being a fitness or dance instructor because I was always so nervous.
Hmm.
I was stage. I still have stage fright. Getting in front of people, you get that feeling in your stomach where
Mm-hmm.
you get the butterflies and things. And so I thought that that would be the thing that would prevent me from ever being in front of people. So I didn't see it for myself.
Okay. So what led you to extreme hip hop?
Oh
How'd you find
man.
yourself on that board?
Hmm. So it's interesting because the company I work at, I've been there for almost 20 years by this
Mm-hmm.
point. And there was a woman who worked at the same company, and I would always hear about her fitness classes. I
Mm-hmm.
never went, but I would always hear about them.
Mm-hmm.
It in a big old company like where I am with thousands, 20s, and 30s of thousands of employees. You see the black people. You pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to the black people
Right.
because far and few in between. And she was a black woman working at the university, and so but I never took her class, but it was always something that just kept, I would hear in conversations or hear in
So
passing.
was she an instructor or did she just like go to the class?
She was an instructor
Okay.
and still is to this day,
Okay.
Coach Anita. And so when I moved from Palo Alto to Antioch um, 3 years ago, I didn't realize how hard the transition would be. I was only thinking about my son. Like, how hard is it going to be for him to go into a new school and
Mm-hmm.
make new friends? I didn't think about the impact it would have on me.
Okay.
I didn't even consider there would be an impact. I'm moving to a new house, new city, big deal. Um, it was hard.
Oh.
It was hard. I didn't know anyone here. I didn't. My friends were all like, it's crazy because it's like, oh, it's only an hour and a half away, but that hour and a half make a difference when you're traveling back and
And you
forth.
feel like you're just leaving everything,
Yeah,
going into a new environment, new people, new job. No, same
same
job,
job.
but new area.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you worried about your baby and his
Yes.
changes.
Yes.
Okay.
Friend of mine. Um, and so when I say it was hard for me, I mean that like I felt alone.
Mm.
You know, like I worked from home, so I was
Mm-hmm.
on the computer all the time. Um, and then I mean my husband was there, but he was commuting back and forth too. And so my unfortunately, you know, my life was on Instagram because I was just looking for
Mm-hmm.
things and
Something,
at
an outlet.
an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And I started just scrolling, and I don't even know how I happened upon my first instructor, Rachel, her page. Um, and I was just seeing like snippets of her classes, and I was like, man, that looks so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dancing, but it is.
Like a mixture.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
of like the perfect mixture of dance and fitness, cardio fitness. Um, and for like, I think 6, 7 months, I was just watching her videos, and I was
You
like, one
watched for
day
that long?
I
Six
did.
to 7 months?
I did. I
Wow.
certainly did. Just watching, just ooh. And I would
Mm-hmm.
even comment, one day I'm coming
Mm-hmm.
to this class, and she would respond, you know, I'm waiting for you. I'll see you. Uh, and I think it was just a really bad day, probably a bad week because my son did have difficulty transitioning to a new school district.
Oh man.
Um, it was bad is an understatement. It was terrible. Um, I was definitely depressed. I was definitely just very low.
Okay.
And my husband was saying, I need you to find some joy. I
It's
need you to do
time.
something.
It's time to do
It's
something.
time.
Time to make a change. Okay.
He's like, I don't care what it is. I'm here. You let me know, you know. And so I said, I'm signing up for this class. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to go to this class. At least it's something that, at least I'm moving, you know,
Okay.
because I had stopped moving. And when I say moving, I stopped working out, stopped dancing once we moved here. And so I went to her class, and the first probably 2, 3 classes,
Mm-hmm.
I was completely lost because it was not a
Mm.
beginner class.
Okay.
um, I was discouraged. I was still kind of in that low place. I was being
Mm-hmm.
hard on myself, and I stopped going
Oh.
for like 2, 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, never mind, that wasn't my thing.
I tried it.
I tried
It's
it,
not gonna work out for me.
and I just kept running into more and more videos, more and more snippets and reels of other instructors, and I got to kind of see how big of a community it was,
Okay.
and that's big for me, community and connection. Um, and I just made the decision one day to go back, and I haven't stopped since. And
Okay.
that was
So
like
you
I said,
kept
two, three
going.
months.
You fell in love with it,
I fell
right?
in love.
Now,
Yes.
how? What made you get that little passion in your heart to say, I think I can teach this? How'd you get there? How did you become an instructor?
Mm, yeah.
What triggered, like, what made you be like, I think I could do that? Or were you pushed? Did somebody push you, or did you make the decision that you?
No, no push. I
Okay.
made the decision. Um, I actually, so Rachel, my instructor
Mm-hmm.
at the time, was about to move out of the state.
Okay.
And so I was like, what am I gonna do? I found this thing that I am in love with, and I can't stop.
Right.
Um, and she was like, well, you could teach.
Mm-hmm.
You are good. I'm like,
Okay.
ooh. And so all the fear, all that self doubt, it's like, ooh, stage fright. Ooh, people aren't gonna like me. People aren't
Mm-hmm.
gonna show up. No one's gonna come. I'm not Rachel, you
Right.
know. Um, but I don't know. I just felt like I needed to give myself a chance to finally see, because I had signed up for dance teams and groups, and I had even tried to be on like the praise dance team at my church,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me that they said that we don't need any more members at this time
At the
at
church?
the church. So
At the church, y'all.
at the
There's
church,
no more members at the church.
we don't need no more praise dancers at this time.
It's okay. Just wasn't your place to be there.
It wasn't my place to be.
Right.
It did. It hit me. I was a little, you know, I was a little. It made me a little sad because I felt
Do you think it hit you
rejected.
more because it was a church, or just because it was part of feeling like denied?
It was part. It was the rejection for sure.
Okay.
Like I took a chance to even say something and ask to be a part of it, and got shot down. So it's like, see, that's why I don't,
That's why I
dot
don't.
dot dot fill in the
Got
blank.
it.
So I said to myself, take a chance. Life is dangerous number passing you by, and you're not feeling great about, Rachel leaving, and this thing is, there were a couple other instructors, around whose classes I did take as well, but it didn't give me the same fulfillment
That you was looking for.
that I was
And
looking
this was
for.
a perfect opportunity.
It was
for
a
you.
perfect opportunity.
And you took it.
And I took it. And she was mentoring me along the way. And
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you say I'm going for it. What was the hardest part of the training and the certification process for you? Or was it easy?
Honestly, getting certified was easy.
Okay.
It was working myself up. From the moment I decided, okay, I'm going to try it, till the day of certification, that was the hard part.
Okay.
Because I was still dealing with some self-doubt, and again, same questions. What if nobody comes? Can I do it? Will I be engaging? Will people like me? I was still working my way up to being an advanced stepper. So I was like, should I even be doing this? Because I don't know all the things, right? I don't have the full, experience.
So how did you push through that? What did you tell yourself? Like, how am I gonna push through this doubt and fear? What did you do?
A lot of self-talk. Talking to my husband, who's one of my, outside of my daughter, one of my biggest cheerleaders, and friends saying, you've always loved this. Go and do it. Take this opportunity. You got this. And just more like building myself up of like, I can do it. And if I fail, at least I tried.
Right.
At least I tried.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna fail.
So what do you love the most about being an instructor?
The people. Definitely the people. It can be one person, two people, 15 people, but the give the opportunity to change someone's life, to change someone's mood, and just to bring some good vibes to their day. It might have been a hard week, job might be tripping, but when we get in that classroom and we get to laughing and we get to talking and making jokes, sharing stories, crying, in a fitness class. It's a space, and that, to me, being a part of that.
And you're like, it's something about these people, they were drawn to me, and that you just love just to see them walk through the door. You like,
yes,
they came, they showed up,
and they continue to show up, and that is, yeah, my heart is full. Like it's I can't even explain the amount of gratitude I have for the people that come and step with me every week.
So how do you feel about the size of the class? Do you feel that you prefer a small and intimate setting, or do you feel like I want 1,000 students?
I think right now, I couldn't even say preference. I'm grateful for the intimacy right now. Absolutely. Because not only does it allow me to create one-on-one relationships and connections with the students I have now, it also allows me to receive feedback as an instructor and perfect my craft. So that when
that's right,
I'm in front of 1,000 students, I'm ready.
You
I'm
ready?
set. Like I got it. And I mean, not to say I'm gonna be perfect and I ain't gonna make no mistakes, but I built myself up and I
Mm-hmm.
built my community of students up to a point of where it's like this is nothing.
So you're gonna
You
appreciate.
know.
I remember that was
Yeah.
me,
Yes.
and now I'm over here.
Yes.
Or this is me, and I'm comfortable here.
And I'm comfortable. This is what God said. This is this is your
This is for
realm right now.
Capri.
So that's I'm
Okay.
good with that.
Let's see. Was there a moment when you were teaching and you just saw like step back and you just saw your students step in and you like, this is it. I'm
Mm,
happy
mm,
that I decided to stick with it and fight through. You ever have those moments like still now or maybe in the beginning?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Share some of that with us. Like, how does it make you feel when you see, okay, I saw her 3 weeks ago
Mm,
and she doing this now,
mm-hmm,
or she's
mm-hmm,
still showing up and she's not
mm-hmm,
giving up.
mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, proud mama moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really have been a part of like helping you get from
Mm.
where you were to where you are now. Like I step back in
Mm-hmm.
both classes, Monday or Wednesday. I step back and I watch. For one, because I need, like one of my goals I set for myself is not to be an instructor who was on the board the whole class.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no issues with that. That's just not what I wanted to do
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like I can better connect and engage as I come off and I'm next to somebody, and I'm talking to you, and I'm like, huh, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of like helping,
Keep
you
your
know,
students engaged. Like
yes,
you
and
don't know what she
motivated.
gonna do.
You have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
um, and so when I get to step off of that board and just call and watch the skill and the like seeing some of them in unison,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it sends chills up my body. It's like wow, like yeah, it's not even I feel like I take myself out of it. It's the students. It's y'all doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my body. So but it's being thankful and grateful to be a part of it. But it's electrifying almost.
Do you
Yeah.
ever have those moments where you it's so much excitement
Mm.
that you forget like, oh wait, I'm teaching, and you just want to just take off and you like, wait, I gotta calm down, because you're like
Absolutely.
you get so excited watching your students. Like, how do you fight that excitement in those moments? Or do you not fight it and just go for it
I
when you can?
don't fight it
You don't.
because
Okay.
I feel like if I fight it, I'm not being authentic. And I
Okay.
feel like in the moments where I've allowed myself to just feel it,
Mm-hmm.
the energy has turned up
So
in the
now the
room.
students are like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have, sometimes I forget, but I try my hardest to allow myself to go in and out of instructor mode
Okay.
because it's not, I'm just up here and I'm teaching and I'm showing you a move. We're here it's like we're having a party. We're in
Right.
here having fun and let's connect, let's engage and things
Absolutely.
like that. So no, I try not to fight
So
it.
you don't have that mindset of I'm the teacher, I know it all, I'm the best. Y'all do what I say. You like, we all in here learning, we all
We
having fun.
all learning, we all having fun.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that. Okay, let's go into a little bit of how do you balance married life, being a mother, and building this new fitness career? Because we know you have another career, but now you opening up another door. How do
Yes.
you balance those out?
Hmm. It ain't easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still learning um, ways to effectively balance it. But as I think about it, the first thing that comes to mind is I was told by another instructor that she and her husband would have like there would be some tensions because she spent so much time
Okay.
either teaching or attending other step classes and events, and you know there was some tension.
Mm,
And so I try to lock that in my mind and say,
okay.
okay, while this is fun and I love it, and I could do it every single day. I have to remember there's a balance. And so, honestly, what I do is I take things that I've learned, tools that I've learned from, I mean, working in the corporate world for so long,
Mm-hmm.
and I apply that to my personal life because they are relevant. Like as far as like check-ins and asking for feedback and things like that that you learn from work.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that with my husband. I check in, like, how are we feeling? What's our schedule for the month look like? These are the things I'm trying to do. What you trying to do? Do we have a date night or two in this month? Do we have family time? Like, so trying to manage and balance the time so that all of the important resources are receiving this, the attention they deserve.
See, take notes, queens. You got time management is very important. We got to learn how to do it. It might be a struggle, but you got to push through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, let's tap in with your baby.
Mm.
I know you say you have a daughter and a son. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, your son is on the spectrum.
Yes,
Am I right about that?
that's correct.
So, how do you balance those days where you're like, it's not one of his good days, and now I have to leave him and go teach class? How do you balance that?
Yeah. That again, that wasn't always easy.
Mm-hmm.
But today, um, I think number one is the trust that I have in my husband and being able to handle it and manage it while
Get
I'm
you a
gone.
good man. Gotta get you a good man.
That's a good man, Savannah. You better get him. I trust him. He got
Okay.
it. We are partners, and I have to allow him the space and time to be a father. I can't, and that wasn't always true. I was very much the hover mom. Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do this? Make sure, make sure. That didn't do nothing but drive me crazy trying to,
Okay.
control all the pieces. And so, number one, definitely trust. Number two, preparation. I know my schedule. I know the days, right, that I need to leave. I make schedules. I try to at least a month in advance. To where, I know the schedules that he has, whether it's therapy or doctor's appointments or whatever it may be. So knowing that in advance and preparing ahead of time, okay, what are we going to do for dinner? Okay, he needs to be here at this time. You got it. You make, again, back to time management, calendaring, and all that stuff.
Okay.
And so if he's not having, or if he hasn't had like a great day, me today realizes that he's a small human. He has big emotions. I have big emotions.
Right.
And it's just a thing that happened, and how can we get him from where he was or is, during that time, to something a little more neutral? What tools do we know? By this time he's 9 years old, so we've, had some time and experience to really understand what works and what doesn't work for him.
So you took that mom guilt off. Like,
Yes.
he's going to be okay.
Yes.
Dad got this.
Yes.
I have to trust Dad.
Absolutely.
And it's time for some self care.
Absolutely.
Self care, La Queens.
Absolutely.
Okay, I
Because if
like
I'm
it.
not good, he's not good.
Right. And it's
I can't.
very important, ladies. Like,
Yeah.
I know our loads are like full to capacity. We have to make time. If you have to go sit in your car for 10 minutes, cry it out, write it out, do whatever you have to do, make time for yourself. Go hide in the closet. Do whatever you have to do. When I say hide in the closet, it's because we have those days where it's like,
Yeah.
your kid is following you around and you just like, I just need one moment. Just go sit down. And sometimes while you folding that laundry, just sit down in the closet and fold it and have that moment to yourself. One thing that I like to tell ladies to do is, so you don't feel so guilty, is just talk to your children or your spouse and let them know, I need at least 10 minutes to myself. Just 10 minutes and then I'll be back. So it's not like I'm neglecting them or I don't have time. It's just like mommy just needs this little pause for herself. So
Absolutely.
I really appreciate you just sharing that balance and that trust, because I think as women sometimes when we dealing with our spouse, we are so overprotective of the little people that we kind of forget that
Yeah,
they got it.
got it.
And if not, they're going to figure it
They gonna
out. They're going
figure
to
it out.
figure it out.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
that's also preparing, just real quick to
No,
piggyback
go
on
ahead.
what you said, as far as communicating, okay, mom needs 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to vocalize that to your kids, especially, I
Mm.
feel like that teaches them that it's okay for others to need space,
Yes.
especially when you're, when you have children, or you're dealing with anyone on the autism spectrum, not knowing how they process and receive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're everybody is unique and an individual.
Absolutely.
Um, and so for a time, my son would respond as if my needing space was a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh no, I did something wrong, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm in trouble, or and so that would show up in school as well. It's like, oh, the kids don't, so and so doesn't like me. They ask for space or something like that. So I had to be more mindful in saying that, like, mom needs space. I love you, but mom needs space.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to need space, and that's okay. And
Absolutely.
so I feel like we're at a good place with that, but helping yourself helps them as well as they navigate life.
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to your son and your family and your friends, do you feel like you have a very good support system overall? Not just with your husband, or is it just it's just me and hubby and we riding this out, or do you have other family and friends that are very supportive and understand that she works, she's teaching classes, oh, she's dealing with the younger one, let's give her a little break for her to go out with hubby, or it's like,
Um, hmm. Yes and no.
okay,
So we have family, like my mother-in-law, my mom, um, my sister-in-law, who will when asked.
when asked,
Yes.
okay.
Um, there is the comfort, right, in asking, though, because, like,
Mm,
this is my child.
right,
These people work, they got their own jobs and their own things, and so you may or may not say that you need a
the
break, or you may
break.
or may not realize you need a break
That
because
is
you're
true.
so, you're in it, right,
That is
in the
so
day to
true.
day. So we do have resources that will, if we ask, um, but it just depends.
No, I get it. I
Yeah.
asked that question because I think for some ladies, they don't know how to ask for the help, and you might have the ones who don't have anybody to help.
Yes.
And so, if you do have help, utilize your help.
Yeah.
Even you're not saying you got to ask them to watch them overnight. Sometimes you might need to just reach out and ask, "Hey, can you watch them for an hour so
Absolutely.
I can do laundry or so I can take a nap?"
Hmm.
And so I just asked that because I'm like, what kind of support do you have all the way around? Because
Yeah.
women, we don't like to ask for help. We think that we can
No.
do it all by
Yeah.
ourselves when sometimes we need a little help.
We do. We
Definitely.
do. Ask for help.
Okay, so what lessons have you learned about time management and self care as an instructor?
um as an instructor, I am learning and have
Okay.
learned how important, number one, time management is, because you have people that depend on you.
Absolutely.
There's the accountability thing. Um, and kind of like I think that one of the tools that I use to try to be effective in time management, again, is structure and prioritization and planning ahead.
Okay.
Knowing that, okay, class starts at this time, I want to be here at least 15 minutes ahead. What do I got to do to make sure that that happens?
Okay.
That means stuff, bag in the car, and
Ready to go.
speakers in the car, everything's charged, and got to look. I have my little checklist. Actually, it's on my phone, and so before I leave, I go through and I'm like, okay, yoga
Hmm.
mats, board, shoes, like all the things. Um, Self care, I think I'm learning, and the thing that I'm learning about
Mm,
that is that I need to take care of my body in the physical form.
okay.
And so while I've said, and I will continue to say, I love stepping so much, but it is hard on your body. Them ankles, them knees.
Hmm.
And so it's important. I know it's important, and I'm realizing that I have to act on that importance. And so um, uh, I've gotten a membership for neuromuscular massage therapy twice a
Okay.
month and things like that. So just doing like infrared sauna. I just did a session last week where you go into
Mm,
this little room and it like heats you from the inside out, reduces inflammation, and get your joints and muscles in order, and promotes healing
wow.
and rest, and so things like that. So taking care of the physical body because I want to step for as long as I can.
Mm,
There are step instructors 70 years old and they doing
we
their
definitely
thing.
gonna have to bring her back
Yes.
and get an update on this place
Oh
because
yes.
some of us ladies we might could use a little care ourselves.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, now when it comes to self care and you're like, I'm having a bad day today,
Mm.
but I got all these people that
Mm.
signed up for class.
Mhm.
Do you ever have those moments where you like, ooh, maybe I should cancel this?
Mhm.
And and how do you push through those moments when you know like I'm just not my best and I don't even know if I can give them my best today?
Yeah.
How do you push through that?
I've definitely had those moments
Mhm.
where it was like, I mean, right up to the minute, it's like, man, how
Mhm.
am I gonna get through? Um, but it helps to know, for me at least, that somebody is depending on me.
Okay.
They expect me to show up. I'm sure they would understand if I said, I'm having a day, y'all, and I am so sorry, and all the things, refunds. And I'm sure folks would understand that, but
Mhm.
that's not something I want to
Okay.
do. Unless, I mean,
But you are comfortable if you like.
if it's an absolute must,
Mhm.
because boy, who knows, something emergency and whatever
Right.
happened, I'm absolutely okay doing that. But I realize that it feeds me when I go to class.
Okay.
And so usually, I mean, 9 times out of 10, when I haven't been at my best and I go to class,
Mhm.
I come back way different. Like the first 5 minutes of being in the room, it's already lifting off of me.
So you feel it just falling off,
Yep.
leaving it on the board.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So how do you keep yourself motivated and energized to teach these classes? Like, what does it consist of to come up with these steps and all of that? What do you have to do to prepare yourself to teach?
Mm. Um, I mean, self care is definitely one. I try to meditate. I'm not gonna say I do it every morning, but I try to meditate as much as I can in the mornings and throughout the day. Quick three
Mm-hmm.
minutes, 5 minutes, just to keep my mental balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then just, I mean, the fact that it's fun for me,
Mm-hmm.
what it brings to other people, what I hear from other people. Um, those things are all very motivating. Um, and then I think when ah pause,
Pause.
I forgot the question.
Oh,
Let's
we
keep
don't,
going.
it's okay. This is life, right?
Okay.
It happens.
Mhm.
Sometimes we forget things, especially as mothers, wives,
Mhm.
friends. It happens. You answered the question perfectly. I
Okay.
just pretty much wanted to know, like, what do you do to prepare?
Mm.
Like, do you have to make the routine up,
Yeah.
or do you like you freestyle?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Okay.
Like,
Okay. So as far as routines, no, I just throw it off the top of my head.
you freestyle.
Um, I definitely freestyle. I make it a point to look at the manual. Oh, not really anymore because I know most of the moves now.
Hmm.
But at a point, I made it my job to like study that manual to where I know the moves to call. Like I got the names
Hmm.
down here. This is my variety. This is my playground. So pull from it just as I hear songs and I hear the tempo. and like
Mm.
all of the things I'm thinking about at one time. So it's definitely freestyle right now. I would like to have more routine, and
Mm-hmm.
that's probably something that, not probably, it is something that will happen in the future. That I'll be bringing routines to classes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then I think the biggest thing is I'm a forever student, and I think that's what
Okay.
really helps me prepare to be as you know, for classes, and it helps me, you know, perfect my craft as an instructor, because I'm going to other classes and I'm listening to calls and I'm like, oh, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, I'm, you know, I'm picking up songs, and I'm seeing, I still know how it feels to be in the class. And so I think that really helps me as an instructor.
Okay. And do you feel that extreme hip hop has changed your life personally at all, or no?
Absolutely. Absolutely. um it's given me a voice that I didn't even know I
Mm.
had. um
Really? Give us a little
Absolutely.
bit more on that.
I think just taking it back to what I said about, you know, kind of being shy and having stage fright and not
Mm-hmm.
thinking that I could be a person to lead any kind of classes. And now I have that. I have that platform. I have that stage, and it's just crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
like this is me,
it's mind blowing.
right?
Yeah.
Extreme hip hop with Capri.
Yes.
When you
It's
see your
crazy.
name on the flyers and the sign up list, like, how does that make you feel? Like, that's me.
Mhm.
You get
It
those feelings, like, still, or not as much now?
No, still every day before, well, every before every class,
Mm-hmm.
I still get like a flood of emotions. I'm nervous, I'm excited.
Really?
Yes. I mean, driving
Wow.
to class, I mean, on the way, my
Mm-hmm.
stomach is like, oh, doing this thing. And I realized, like, I think I'd asked another instructor, do you still get nervous when you get up there and, you know, you teaching? And she was like, absolutely. And I've been doing
Mm.
group fitness for 15 years. I'm like, oh, well, all right. But, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
she was like, it just means that you care and that it's important to you, that the people that are coming to your class, they done paid their money, they coming to have an experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to you that that happens. And, you know, and I said to myself, it absolutely is important to me when that happens, you
Absolutely.
know, that happens for them. So it's still, all the feelings are still there.
Wow. And how
Yeah.
you have been teaching how long now?
I've been teaching for a year and 3, 4 months.
Now, how was that journey? Like, when you hit that year mark, like, I've been stepping for a year. What were you thinking when you like, this is my year? I did it for one whole year.
Oh man, I I think I had a lot of realizations when
Mm.
that year hit. Like, because one of the things, like, you know, I did a vision board back in 2023 or 22.
Mm-hmm.
I say back in, like it was a long time ago. Back over there, I did a vision board, and one of the things on that board was consistency.
Okay.
So I can never do nothing and stick to it. I was like so down about that. And at that year
Mm-hmm.
mark with my classes, I was like,
I stuck with it.
I stuck with it. And not just the teaching part, but just stuff in general. But like, this is, I can be consistent. I just gotta love it. It's gotta
Mm.
be something that fills me.
You hear that, Queens? Find something that you love, and you can be consistent.
Absolutely.
Words of Miss Capri.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, let's see. Do you hope that any of your students may become instructors one day?
Yes, I do.
No, just kidding. And if you found out that one of your students became an instructor, how would that make you feel?
I mean, I think at that point nothing else would matter. I would feel like anything else from here is a bonus. Like that, I would feel like I've made it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've made the impact I was looking to make,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's just up from here. Like it's absolutely just limitless now, because that means that I've fed and inspired enough to where they're joining me now on this
Mm-hmm.
journey. Like we about to have events together, and it's, yeah, yes. Yes.
And do
It
you
would be
think
amazing.
your instructor has some of those same feelings? Do you still keep in touch with her now?
Hmm. I do, and she does. We've had some emotional conversations, and
Mm-hmm.
in the DMs and on the phone, and she has definitely expressed to me her pride and like seeing me do my thing, and and I give her flowers as much as possible, because if it wasn't for
Mm-hmm.
her energy and her belief and support, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Wow.
So
So she sparked something in you, and you saw the passion
absolutely,
in her that you like. I
absolutely,
love that. I want
absolutely,
to be a part of this. Do you
yes.
feel extreme hip hop overall
Hmm.
as a unit? Does
Hmm.
it feel? Do you feel like this is your family? You're part of this family.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely do. And I think that could be viewed from a few different lenses, but I think I would take it a little farther to say that extreme hip hop has created my family. And
Mm.
when I say that, is back to before I started stepping, to when I started as a student. Again, moving here, not knowing anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I've made friends.
Mm-hmm.
I've you know, I have relationships with women that I probably wouldn't have, ran into otherwise.
That's true.
Beautiful spirits and souls, and it's just been amazing that community that extreme hip hop builds across the nation and beyond. Like
Mm-hmm.
seeing these instructors in their classes and their students, and they go off and do things together, and now that's me. Like my students and I, we're going to little places together and different events. Like it has created an extension of my family for sure.
Okay. So let's see. What advice would you give someone who wants to teach but might be afraid to take the leap to do it?
Hmm.
And this don't even just have to be extreme. They might want to
Yeah.
teach a math class.
Mm.
Just taking that leap, like how you
Mm-hmm.
did. You took the leap to do something
Mm-hmm.
different, something scary, something challenging. What kind of advice would you give them?
Hmm.
Pay attention, Queens.
I think that, so for me, when I hear you just got to do it,
Mm-hmm.
that means so much more now than it meant 2 years ago, I'd say. I used to hear people say, even with anything, like, oh, stock investment, real estate, teaching, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
you just got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not that easy. You can't just wake up and do it. But now my mindset is that I agree with that. You do truly just have to make a decision that it's something you want,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something that you love and you're passionate about so much, to the point that you want to share that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've made that decision, it's really nothing left.
Take the leap, Queens. Take the leap. You heard it. Gotta take the leap. Look at her. She's doing it. She's still doing it. Now, is the leap always easy?
Absolutely not.
So what would you tell the ones that'll say, well, I took the leap. It just ain't working out. I
Mm,
tried.
mm,
What would you tell them?
mm.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot now. What would you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, do you love it enough? Because if you are going to say, it's like, think of like a I don't know, like a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, I tried, and then, okay, well, oh well, I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that that's the end, or does that mean you need a new strategy? Does that mean that you need more support? Does that mean you need more resources? It's
Mm.
important to define what tried means,
Mm.
and I mean, and
I
then you
like
go
that.
from there.
I like how you put that.
Yeah,
Because it's so easy to give up, but to put in the fight is
yeah,
always hard. But
oh
once
yeah,
you make it through the fight, it's worth it.
absolutely.
It's
Anything,
worth it.
anything worth having is worth fighting
You got to
for.
put the fight in.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what would you say to someone who wants to join your class
Mm.
but might feel like it's too hard? What would you tell them? They watching those videos like you was watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, I can't get in there. They all know what they doing. Oh no, I don't want to go in there and mess them up. what would you tell
Mm.
them? Talk to them queens. What would you tell her?
Mm.
To join Miss Capri class and y'all scared, she gonna give you some very encouraging words.
Oh, okay, no pressure. First thing I would say is don't be scared.
Mhm.
Don't remove the fear because the fear is limiting. This class is one of the people, back to the people in this class, one of the most supportive groups that I have probably ever seen. And when you come to my classes, yeah, you watch the videos, we look good, you know, but everybody started somewhere. There is no one person in either of my classes that knows every single thing. You will be surrounded by support. I make it my goal and my job to be patient, to go over moves, to explain things, whatever we need at that time. That's why I'm there, to make sure that that happens. And all that I ever ask as an instructor for anyone that comes in my class, just keep moving. You can two-step it out and you can jam along, but you're going to pick it up because it's one of those things. It's like, you learn how to ride a bike or roller skate or ride a scooter. You just have to keep practicing. Who on earth rolled out of bed and knew how to build a computer? You have to keep at it. You have to be consistent. And you have to have a goal and an objective. Like, you're joining because you want to lose weight. Do you want to improve, a chronic, illness that you might have? Do you just need to be more active because you want more self-care practices or more time for yourself? Focus on that goal and then be consistent. So come on through.
You heard her. Stop being scary. Come on out and try. Just give it a try. At least try. At least try, queens.
And the first time you try, it may not. It may not click, right? It's your very first time.
Ankles might be a little sore, but you'll be okay.
But you'll be okay. I promise.
Okay. What is the most rewarding experience that you have had as an instructor so far? Because I know you still got a long way to go, but so far, what was something that just sticks with you?
On my 1-year anniversary class, which we also celebrated my birthday because they were so close. My lovely, lovely steppers had everyone write messages on balloons, which I still have. The messages on those balloons were everything. You have literally changed my life. You make my days better. You all of these messages, like, I read when I got home and I just bawled my eyes.
Really?
I did. I'm sensitive.
Oh.
But I think that to date was like the absolute best part of this journey.
It stuck with you. Like, wow, this
like
is what
you. Yeah.
Me?
Right.
Me? Okay.
And it's just, it's again, my heart is full.
And
I can't say it enough.
Does that really pump your motivation even more?
Even more. I need you to keep saying that. I want to keep being that person. I know that every day, every class is going to be different, but I'm going to keep showing up.
That's
regardless.
What's up. Okay. Where do you see yourself in the future? What can we expect next from Miss Capri? What are you adding anything else to your plate, or are you settled?
No.
Where you going? What can we expect to see from you next?
I am not settled and I am not done. I'm actually working on 2 additional certifications.
We love certification queens. Get your certifications.
Yes. Don't stop learning. Don't stop learning, whatever it is. 2 additional certifications to bring a variety of modalities to my students. So you will see some new things coming your way, Xtreme HipHop and beyond. Workshops, events, lots of things. Lots of fun is coming. So I'm really excited
So
about
you
it.
have any other journeys you're gonna be working on outside of like fitness journeys?
Yes.
Okay. You
Yes.
want to share, or are we keeping a little secret right now?
No, I'm happy
Okay.
to share. I've recently got um my coaching certification as a wellness and advocacy coach. And so
Yes.
the main reason why I wanted to do that was because coming to the realization that
Mm,
so many connections in families especially have been
mhm,
broken because of like one conversation could fix it. If people just listen to each other, talk
mhm.
to each other, have conversations.
I
And
agree.
so being inspired by my daughter and our relationship, I want to take that and my coaching, certification and experience, and I want to mesh that together and create a series of um, learning platforms and courses for families, mother, daughter, auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whoever.
Just families in general.
Yes,
I like that, and we
yes,
need that.
we
We need
absolutely
that.
do.
We need that, Queens. Like
Absolutely.
mental illness is real. Some people look at some people that seem very strong, and they look at them as like, oh, they okay, they got it, they don't need no help. And sometimes those be the people
Yeah.
that need the most help. They have just
Yes,
learned how to hide their emotions and act like nothing is wrong. So we need that.
we do.
We need that, Queen.
We
We
do.
need that. So y'all be on the lookout. Miss Capri doing some things. She gonna get you together mentally and
And
physically.
physically, holistic, all that.
All right, now I'm get ready to close you out.
Okay.
What final words of encouragement would you like to leave anyone watching and listening to your journey?
Hmm. Oh boy. I think I would say
Mhm.
that one of the most important things that I've learned in my life is that there are no coincidences.
Okay.
Everything happens for a reason. It's either to teach you something, to show you something, or to move you out the way for something else.
Mm.
So I would say words of advice would be to take opportunities that come your way, no matter what it might look like. If it might seem
Mm.
impossible, might seem too hard, it's there for a reason. And if you don't take it, you pass it up, it's just going to circle, it's going to circle the block. It's going to come back because it's meant for you. So look out for opportunities in life, whether that be romantically, professionally, spiritually, whatever it might be. Keep an eye out for those opportunities and say yes a little more.
Mm. And say no when you need to.
Absolutely.
Definitely say no when you need to.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Now, so where can they find Miss Capri? How can they sign up for a class? When do you teach classes? And leave them with the little information so they know how to find you.
So you can find me on Instagram at Save the Last Step, SAVETHA Last Step, LASTSTEP. Um, Facebook, Capri Davenport, um, or Extreme Hip Hop with Capri, two different pages. I teach Monday nights at 7, Wednesday nights at 7 as well. And I'll do pop-ups every, occasional Saturday or Friday night. You just got to follow me to keep up. Um,
Now, are they the same classes on Monday and Wednesday?
no, and
Okay.
that is important to be aware of. Monday is intermediate. That means you've stepped before, you got the experience, or you just ready to jump in full throttle, which people do.
Mhm.
And then Wednesday is beginners. So we keep it fairly basic. I tailor it to the audience. So if you are a first timer, we taking it back to basics. We are breaking down the moves. We are going slower. We are being more intentional about helping you build up that journey. And then any other pop up classes will be kind of a variety of levels.
Alrighty. Now don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel, Classy Retreats. If you have any questions for Miss Capri, you can leave them in the comments. Any questions for me? And just be on the lookout. We're gonna do more of these girl talks. just to allow women like us to share our stories. No matter, I don't care if you finna come on here and talk about how you baking cakes and now you have the largest bakery in the Bay Area. Share your story. That's what I'm here for. We are here to uplift and love and thank the lovely Capri for sharing her journey with us. And goodbye.
Bye, y'all.